also helps you to achieve balance in life. You don't want to go around rushing like crazy, right? It increases your self-confidence, and it helps you to reach your goals. So imagine that you have a huge empty pickle jar. Everybody know what are pickles? They're small pickle buds that taste bad to me. I don't know if you like them. But anyway, now imagine that you see 6 of the largest pickles you have ever seen inside of the jar, right? Picture coming up here. Now imagine filling the jar with some golf balls. When you think you cannot fit another golf ball, still force another one in. Now even though your jar seems full, you're not done yet. Try to squeeze some marbles. Everybody remember marbles? They used to play with marbles? Yes. Alright, so try to squeeze a handful of marbles and then give your pickle jar a shake. And then you will notice the golf balls and the marbles begin to settle in the jar, right? Now add some sand. Can we fit any sand in? Yes. Now fill your pickle jar to the top by adding some water. So you see how many things we just added? We added the pickles, we added the golf balls, we added the marbles. What else we added? The sand and the water. Right. So what is the moral of this story? Usually students, I shouldn't have put this up yet, anyway. Usually students say that we can always fit more things into our day. But the real moral, or what I am trying to tell you guys, is that we have to put the big things in first. Okay? So you have to put the most important things first in your day. That is what has to get priority. And that is how you are going to properly manage your time. Okay? So what are some of the possible big pickles in your life? Let me hear before I show you. What are some of the big pickles in your life? What would you say are the big pickles?
Family.
Your exams, yes.
Family.
Family, yes. To an extent, so I'm putting up some. So I am putting up that your academics is probably the biggest pickle, right? You want to put in your assignments, your projects, your exams, your study. Your physical wellness is also important. You must all be sleeping well, exercising, eating healthy. Emotionally, don't forget your mental well-being. You must be able to process your feelings, and any conflicts you have, you must resolve. And there is also the time that you need for social wellness. So I'm not here to tell you that you mustn't have friends, or you mustn't be on the instant messaging and whatever. You need a time for that, but it mustn't be taking up your entire day. Right? The academics is first. That is your job at this moment in the time. Your job is to go to school and do well. Everybody agree?
Yes.
Right. So effective time management helps you to structure your life so that you can put the big things in first. Okay? You have to be able to distinguish between wants and needs. What do you think a want is versus what is a need?
I want is something you can basically live without. A need is something that you can actually live to live.
Right. So when it comes to schoolwork, what would be a want? School life. What would be we're not talking food and so on, right? What would be a want versus a need?
I want to be like a girlfriend.
Okay.
The need will be the academic work.
Right, so if you have an assignment due tomorrow, that is a need. You must do that, right? While if you wanted to go watch your favorite TV show, that's just a want, right? You're gonna have to, you can't do both at once. Okay? So you have to be able to form or to identify your priorities. Right? What is most important? And priorities will help you keep on track. Now here are some common time wasters. Failure to plan, failure to set priorities, lack of organization, socializing, too much of that, interruptions, television, and the phone. I should have put that there, you know, the phone and all its aspects. And excessive recreational activities, all the parties and so on, right? Those are common time wasters. So strategies now to help you is that you must set goals. So everybody in here should have a goal. So if it is like you were a C student, let's say, your goal could be to move that C to a B by June, right? When you have exams, right? Or if you're a B student, raise it to an A. And if you're an A student, keep maintaining that A, right? Yes, getting it to A plus, right? So that's something you have to do. You have to prioritize. You have to know that school is always gonna come first, right? Sometimes you may have to break up. If you have a big assignment, you might have to break it up into small pieces. It depends. Sometimes you may have this big project and it might just look intimidating. Maybe you start by working on the introduction first, then you move on to the body, and just take it in stages rather than say, oh gosh, I have to sit down tonight and finish it all. Sometimes that is impossible, okay? Remove your distractions, establish a routine, scheduling, and study ahead. Now, what do I mean by establish a routine? I believe this is very important. This means that you have a set wake-up time. You know when you eat breakfast, you know when you're leaving the house to take the bus or to come to school, whatever it is. You know when you're reaching home, what extracurricular. Just make sure you try to stick to a standard routine wherein you have, and what is very important is that you have a standard bedtime and wake-up time, right? Try to keep it within reason. I know that sometimes you might have extra assignments, but you do need your sleep. But that's for another talk. Now, when you're setting goals, goals help you to focus, to stay in control, and goals can be motivating. When you see that, boy, look, I got 70% on the last test and now I get 80%. I'm doing good, right? That can help to motivate you. Am I right? So you have different types of goals. It can be long term, it can be medium term, it can be short term. So some of you second formers might have the long term goals of achieving all ones in your CSEC exams, right? And your short term goals would be doing well on the June exams or something like that. Okay, guys? When you're setting your goals, you need to be specific, measurable. You need to talk about what action you're going to do, and it must be realistic and it must be time-based. So for example, if you are getting 70%, you could say, I am going to increase my 70% in mathematics to 80% by June of this year by working 5 extra math problems every evening, something like that. So there you have made it specific. You're increasing the math grade from 70 to 80. It's measurable as well. The action plan is that you're going to be doing 5 extra math problems every night. It's realistic. We're not moving from 70 to 100. We're moving from 70 to 80. And it's time-based. Everybody understand how that works? And so from the goals, you have to set your priorities, and I think I talked about this a while ago. What is important, what isn't, what order do you need to do things. Planning might seem hard at first, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. So it starts from now. Start planning how your weeks are going to look, what your week is going to look like. And by the time you reach 4th and 5th form, it becomes easy, right? So this is a little table that can help you if you're unsure as to how to set your priority. You know, what is urgent and of great importance. So that assignment the maths teacher gives you due tomorrow, that one is urgent and important, because if you don't do it, you're going to get in trouble, right? Low urgency, it might be, or high importance, but it might not be so urgent. So you're going to plan to do it. So maybe you have a test next week. It's important, but it's not urgent because it's next week. But you're going to plan to do it and try to fit it in. All right, guys? Now, organization. Sometimes I find a lot of times students are not very organized, and that is why they're not able to manage their time very efficiently. Now, some people may require tools of organization. So you might need a daily planner. You might need something to write down your assignments and when it is due. You might need to write a study schedule. It depends on you. You have to know yourself. If you don't think you are that disciplined, then you need to write a study schedule. So you have your Monday to Sunday, and you write, okay, I'm studying, what you guys doing now, geography, Monday, social studies, Tuesday, whatever it is. Okay? Science, and so on. So the most basic and overlooked rule about using a schedule is that the schedule cannot help you if you don't actually use it. So I know a lot of students that will write nice, pretty study schedule and carry it to show me, and it looks good. But if they're not using it, what's the point, right? So make sure the schedule is realistic and make sure that you are using it, okay? Now, procrastination is what causes a lot of people to lose time, not to be managing their time so well. Procrastination is sometimes considered the thief of time, because it steals your time, right? So you need to adopt a new motto, right? Do not have this motto. This is what you should not be doing, by the way, right? Never do today what you can put off till tomorrow. No, you need to do today all that you can, okay? Don't try to put off things until tomorrow. So how to overcome procrastination? You have to win that battle in your mind and make a commitment to being on time. How many people are on time for school? That's important. That are you on time for your classes? That's also very important, right? Being on time is very, very critical. Okay? You need to set and keep deadlines. You need to organize, schedule, and plan. Divide your big jobs into smaller ones, just like I discussed before. And sometimes you can reward yourself when you have done a good job, right? So when you achieve that 80% on the maths test that you were trying to move from 70, reward yourself, right? Because you did good. You also need to learn to say no to time wasters. And I'm sure you know quite a few. Right? And sometimes you're going to have to tell your friends that I have to study now, right? So, in conclusion, time management is a skill and you have to use it to learn it, okay? And as I said before, time management is about managing yourself because time remains the same. You can't change it, okay? Use a schedule to organize your time and stick to it. So write down what you need to do, prioritize, and that would be the beginning of good time management. Do I have any questions? All right, so everybody is committed to doing a schedule, study schedule, writing down their assignments properly and their due dates. Okay. All right, thank you for your time.
Dr. Kayla Hilton, we would like to thank Carla, I'm sorry. We would like to thank you for sharing with us as it relates to scheduling and time management. On behalf of Danniell and everybody inside here, as well as the Faculty of Education and Liberal Studies, we would like to present this food basket to you.
Thank you very much.
As well as this a little token.
Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and I say ladies and gentlemen because that's who I'm seeing. I'm not seeing, I'm seeing people or individuals who are almost ready to go out there, are almost ready to promote themselves, and people who are almost ready to be you, which you should be doing a long time. As it relates to the theme, be you, I'm just going to repeat, we're all brands, we're all promoting a specific brand. Okay, let's do a short activity. Can one person from each school stand up and tell me in 2 sentences, who are you? Starting with Papine High. Latonia enjoys reading and talking. Come on, give her a round of applause. So another person from another school could come by. Please. All right, Amir. Watch out, watch out. Just use 2 sentences. Who you are. Who I am. Okay.
Good day, everyone. My name is Terrence Boyer, and after I leave Alpha Institute, I want to enter JDA. Thank you.
St. Andrew High for girls. Oh, you're coming? Oh, great.
Can you hear me? My name is Celia Brown, and I love to draw and eat.
Yes, so as I said earlier, not everybody, well, for one, right? I'm a brand myself. I do modeling. I do hosting. I basically try and venture off in everything, marketing and everything. I was once a shy person, right? But we should all know that not everybody is going to like what we do. Not everybody is going to appreciate what we do, especially if it's taboo, for example, but let's use the same bobsled. Let's use rugby, right? Let's use makeup artistry or even hairdressing, right? There are people who really look past all of that. And even the rugby itself is starting to be appreciated here in Jamaica. So not everybody is going to like what you do, ladies and gentlemen, but it's for you to develop that passion for what you do and for you to know the purpose or why you are doing it, right? And for you to stick to your values, as Miss Cheryl Mason said earlier, as well as time management and scheduling and planning your daily activities. This brings me to the third speaker, Mr. Damian Harrison, Technical Development Officer of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information. Please give him a round of applause as he comes.
Are you hearing me? You sure? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right, let's try that again. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's good afternoon. Oh. All right. All right. What time is it?
2:57.
I want to be out of here by 5 o'clock. Is that okay? You just did time management.
Manage your time.
All right, so here's the thing. I think I can go up until about 3 or 4. I think there are 2 more presenters to follow. But if you work with me, I can finish in about 25 minutes, maximum. Willing to work with me?
Yes.
No, I didn't hear everybody. Are you willing to work with me?
Yes, sir.
All right, that sounds good. Here's the first thing. What is it that I'm presenting on? I think somebody is reading the program. But nonetheless, I need to see the hands of 5 shy person. If you're shy and you know that you're shy, raise your hand. All right. Stand for me. Yes. Now remember, you have to work with me if you want us to get out of here on time. All right, good. Stand for me also. So it's because they are shy, I'll ensure to remove them from the picture. So when we are doing the activity, the ones that are not shy will be able to do what they need to do. Come up here also, please. Anybody else that's shy? Quick. Alright, so we're hearing a lot of talking, but let's channel it. You understand? 1, 2, 3, 4. Anybody else that's shy? That one, you up there. Yes, you're not shy. So because you're brave, up top. Yes. Yes. Right, good. How many persons we have up there now? 5. We need 1 more. Me, sir. Who said me, sir? Alright, good. Good. Let me see the hands I get off the shy people. Alright. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. You're not shy. Because if you were shy, you would raise your hand. Come on. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, she's the one who's causing us to stay here until 5 o'clock. Alright, so we have 6 persons up top. Are they from the same school? No. Alright, good. Now I don't know their names. I've never seen these people before. And these people are all shy. You see, the reality is that I'm also a shy guy, And I'll share a story with you in short order. They look shy to you? Alright, so here's the thing. I want the shy persons to turn around and take a look at the screen. Alright, first thing that's there, well, we have a table with some columns and it says a few things. Just a moment, please. Alright, it's a bit cold up top here, so I want them to feel comfortable because they are shy now. Now, I'll ask person number 1 from my right, your left, to state their name, the best dancehall artist in their view for 2017, the best school in Jamaica. No, only the shy people will talk. For now, the best song for 2017, and trust me, if it were me, I'd probably say Jesus Loved Me. That's right. Then we want the time you want this forum to end. Right? So here goes.
Good afternoon. My name is Karina Blake. My best dancer artist is Alkaline.
Alright, let's see. Pause right there for a bit. Anybody else agrees? No. Right, that's okay, that's okay. Best school in Jamaica.
St. Andrew High School.
Everybody agree?
Yes!
Alright, hold on. Best song for 2017. Let's listen.
Alkaline Ludo.
Load up. Anybody know load up? No. You think it's the best song for 2017? Alright, hold on. Go ahead. Hold on, here's an important one. Time for the forum to end. That she wants it to end.
No.
No. Anybody else want it to end now? No. Yeah. If you want it to end now, raise your hand. Alright, that's okay. We're moving a little bit faster. Alright, let's hear it. Hold on, let's listen. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Matthew Haynes.
Matthew Haynes. Alright, continue.
Best dancehall artist, Danniell.
Alright. Best school in Jamaica.
Best school in Jamaica is Alpha Institute.
Alright, hold on now. I just hear Alpha Institute as the best school in Jamaica. That's true? If you know that's a lie, raise your hand. Alright, let's continue. Let's listen. Alright, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. You don't mind if I call you ladies and gentlemen? Now here's the thing. His best artist for 2017 is who? Tommy Lee. The best song for 2017 is what? My Boo. No, anybody else agrees with that? Alright, good. Now here's the interesting part. Time you want the forum to end. Go ahead. It's 3 o'clock now. 8 o'clock. Nice. Thank you very much. So Mr. Haynes, please take a seat. Ms. Blake, please take a seat. Come on, man, don't worry. In due time. Now, turn around and face them one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, these persons say that they are shy. And in being shy, they probably don't want to be up there. You can see that on their faces?
Yes.
And those two girls. But those two persons that want to be up there?
Look, can be receiving.
Now here's the point. We're talking about confidence. But in talking about confidence, there are some things that we must touch on. Miss Blake and Mr. Haynes, correct? They said that they were shy. Not only that they said that they were shy, they were a bit hesitant and kind of hiding when, I said, you go up there. Now the point of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women, you can never look at someone and tell that that person has low self-confidence. You'll never be able to do it. You might think that the person has low self-confidence, but looking at Mr. Haynes when he was over here, just begging me to say, go up here. You'll never know that he's shy. And then, on the same note, while you're being shy, if you're called upon to do or to say something on the spur of the moment, you say it. Does that mean that you have high self-confidence? Does that mean you have low self-confidence? Point of the matter is, you can never tell by just looking. There's something deeper that you must unearth in order to find out what's happening. Now you have served your purpose, ladies and gentlemen. All I wanted you to do was to stand here and look cute or handsome. And you have done that successfully. Thank you very much. Point is, alright, let's zone in, because in due time, you might be called upon to be up here. I have probably 2 more activities to cover. Now, self-confidence is simple. It's how you feel. And not only how you feel, but how well you trust yourself. Anybody here trust yourself? Now remember, self-confidence is how well you trust yourself. The level of trust that you have in yourself. That's the essence, or that's the simplest meaning to it. Is there anybody here that trusts themselves? Yes. Anybody here don't trust yourself? Anybody know that they don't trust people? Alright, listen carefully. Do you want to build your self-confidence? Yes. Do you want to be a better person? Yes. Do you want to build your friend's self-confidence? Yes. Let's have a simple activity. I need an assistant or 2. You see the shy person? No, we're not picking this play. We need 1 male, 1 female. Come up here. Yes. Come on. I have something special for her to do. Yes, man. Now, where's the next person? Come, yes. Remember, you're allowing everybody else to stay up here this long, So here's what he's going to do. He's going to get to know her. Listen carefully. He's going to ask her name. I'm telling him what he's going to say. You think he can do it? You think he can do it? Which school you go to? So we hear that Alpha Institute is one of the best schools in Jamaica. Which school you go to? Papine High, that's another good school in Jamaica. The best. That's right. I like how that sounds. So here's the young man from Alpha Institute and the young lady from Papine High. Now he's going to prove if his school is the best or her school is the best. He's going to ask her name, and he's going to ask her to help him with this jar and this bottle of water. It's simple, right? Let's see how that is done. Aha!
Hey, what's up?
Alright, he's still asking.
What's your name?
All right, pause right there. Let's evaluate him. Ladies from Papine High, let's evaluate Mr. Alpha Institute. You think he did a good job?
Yeah.
Hold on, just Papine High we ask him. He did a good job? All right. Alpha Institute. Did he do a good job in asking the young lady for help? Anybody here could do it better? Do you know what it took for him to do that just now? A whole heap of confidence. Now, if it were me, I'd probably say, sir said. What? I tell you, I'm a shy guy. But he said, hey, what's up? And you know what he did? Put on the deepest voice he could. So much so that when he said it, she was like, the point is, ladies and gentlemen, everywhere you go in life, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Everywhere you go in life, confidence is required. Some level of confidence is required. Now you can continue asking her name after the thing. Right? The point is, whatever you do, wherever you go, however little it is, you must use some levels of confidence to do what you are doing. It was a very old man that has died that said, without confidence in life or in the race of life, you are twice defeated before you have even started. And it's simple. If you don't have confidence in yourself, then before you do the thing, you probably fail. It's as simple as that. And we saw it through the demonstration just now. If he did not trust himself enough, he'd have probably made a fool of himself up here. Correct? Yeah. But the point is, this flask, very simple as it is, I borrowed it from Miss Brown. Do you know who Miss Brown is? Yeah. Do you know? Well, Miss Brown, please stand for us. Miss Brown, apparently she doesn't know who she is. Please stand. All right, that is Miss Brown. And she's one of, or is the organizer of this venture. Now, I'll tell you an interesting story about Miss Brown. I've known her for many years, many years. But she was one of those persons who helped me to build my self-confidence. Trust me. And I'll share how she did it. While I was in high school, Miss Brown was also in high school. She's laughing, you know, because she knows the good that she has done. So, I was a shy guy, very shy. And I like Miss Brown. Yeah. How many guys here know how to talk to a young lady? So nothing. Now, in liking Miss Brown, very low self-confidence, because Miss Brown was a sixth form or prefect? I think it was a prefect.
I was a monitor, David.
Prefect.
I was a senior monitor.
Good. And I was just a simple charge I got through.
Yeah.
And you must trust me. Was a nerd too. And then I never know how to approach Miss Brown. I couldn't say, hey, what's your name? Trust me, I couldn't. So guess what I did? I made sure to watch which class Miss Brown got to every day. And I didn't stalk her. And then I'd wait until she's on duty and go to the canteen, and that's when I buy my lunch at the canteen. Because I'm building up the confidence, man. You see, the step, with everything there's a process or a step. And then I'd go, and whenever I'm giving her the money, I take the longest time to give. Because I made sure to get as much time with her as was possible. And then finally the day came that I spoke with her. I don't remember what I said, but I remember that we exchanged numbers. And we started messaging. And I started to feel good. Because guess what? I'm talking with Miss Brown. And I started thinking that things were going well. So much so that I stopped going to my church and started going to her church. And for about 2 months I got to her church and sit close to her, and then I sat there and just looked. No man, I'll say things, but nothing to her. Because guess what? I don't want her to say to me, you don't want to. But hold on, because I didn't know, and I never trust myself, But guess what happened? I got to Miss Brown's parents. Yeah, man. I become Mr. Helpful. I work my way in through the parents. But guess what? After a while, Miss Brown sent me a text that I'll never forget. That completely destroyed me, or probably it completely built me. Here's what she said to me one day. It's because I never want Miss Brown to tell me that she never liked me. I start sending all kind of Shakespeare. I mean, literally. Roses are red and you are beautiful. Guess what Miss Brown said? Miss Brown said that I'm boring. Yeah man, no, she literally said that. And that was it. But guess what? I was defeated there, but that sparked something in me. You know what it sparked? If you were a little bit bolder, you'd have talked to her a little bit earlier. And if you had spoken to her a little bit earlier, you wouldn't have wasted so many months trying to get to talk to her. And you see, after that, I made sure to talk to anybody that I wanted to talk to. That sparked something in me. So now let's go back to the process. First, you identify the target or the objective, the goal, and you saw the presentation on that. Next, you manage your time. And you got the presentation on that, correct? But here's the next thing that you need to do. You need to trust yourself a little. It's simple enough. If you want to do something, but you are afraid to do it, identify what's the fear factor. If the fear factor is a rejection, then you probably should go ahead and do it. Because half of the time, what you fear is just the thought of what will be there. Think about it. You don't want to do your CXC. Or better yet, you don't want to do an exam. Why you don't want to do the exam? Because I might fail. You do the exam, and you pass the exam. What's the purpose of being afraid? You're afraid. You don't trust yourself enough to go up to the front of the class and say to the teacher, Miss, sir, I don't understand. What are you afraid of? People laughing at you. You go up there, you say what you say, everybody say, Miss, you know what, true, me have that problem with too. Better yet, you go up there and everybody laughs at you. But at the end of the day, you get what you need to get. So here's what I want you to realize. In building your self-confidence, you must be able to take risks. Say that after me. You must be able to take risks. Let's personalize it. I must be able to take risks. I only hear a few people singing. You see, Papi and I are going to move them to the front of the class. No, but you're not talking to me, so because you're not talking to me, I might have to move you. Alright, let's go one more time. I must be able to take risks.
I must be able to take risks.
Do you believe that?
Yes, sir.
Can you achieve that?
Yes, sir.
Now here's the thing. Where is she? Could you please join me up here, madam? Yes. We're going to run a simple experiment. You want to do the experiment, or? Alright, so she will do the experiment and I will talk. Please hold the flask all the way up so everybody can see. Can you all see the flask? Yes. If you can see the flask, clap once. If you can see the flask, clap twice. If you can see the flask, clap 3 times. Good. So most of us can see the flask. Hold up the water now. If you can see the water, scream. Alright, here's the thing. She's going to open the bottle of water. And she's going to pour a little bit of the water into the flask. Now she's going to hold the flask up. Can you see the water in the flask?
Yes, sir.
Can you see it clearly?
Yes,
You see, in life, this flask, let me help you. Let me try to keep it as still as possible. In life, the flask represents you. Well, your environment. You get that?
yes.
Now you represent the water that's in the flask. Can you see that? Are you consumed by your environment? That means they're not hearing. Because I just asked a question and no one responded. Are you consumed by your environment? Now here's the thing. In your environment, you're just a little thing in the flask. But it's when you add a little bit more confidence to all that you will do, whether it's your schoolwork, whether it's talking to your friends, talking with your parents, talking with your loved ones, taking care of your animal, doing your exams, building yourself. Just add a little bit more confidence to your daily task. All right, I'm not pouring it so straight. May I ask you to do it? So just keep adding confidence. Keep adding confidence to what you are doing. Adding confidence, adding confidence, adding confidence. All right, let's stop right here. Can you see the water in the glass now?
Yes, sir.
Can you see it clearly?
Yes, sir.
Can you see it from anywhere you sit in?
Yes, sir.
Now that's what I want you to realize. Thank you very much, my dear. When you add confidence to whatever you are doing, anywhere you are, anywhere someone else is, and they'll be able to recognize you. Not for the bad, not for the unwelcome or unwanted, but they'll be able to recognize you because you are more than yourself. You are more than your previous version. After today, you'll be more than the person that they knew before you came to this session. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Now you can sit here and tell me, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. But at the end of the day, building self-confidence is not necessarily the easiest thing to do. Yet it should not be the hardest thing. Because remember how I started out. That self-confidence is really trusting yourself. It's okay if you don't trust someone else. But you've got to trust yourself. You see, I am hoping that I'll be able to play a song that I have here. Who said? Which one? Which one? So let's see if I can play it. If I can play it, I hope that you'll listen. So let's go. Anybody hearing it? All right. So lock off. But no worries. The point was. Alright, pull up selector. Here's the thing now. I don't know about you, but you see in this day and age, shyness don't really help me. Better yet, in this day and age, you see if I don't do what I'm doing with self-confidence, even when I'm afraid, then it's better that I don't do it. And if I don't do it, I might not get what I need to get. Remember how my story played out with Miss Brown? So I waited and I was shy, lacking self-confidence, and missed out on a great opportunity. Point is, ladies and gentlemen, you're a big deal, yes? You're worth more than people will see you for, but you need to prove that to them. Better yet, you don't need to prove that to anybody. Who do you need to prove that to? Say that one more time. Alright. Now, before I go, because I think my time is up. My time is up, correct? Alright, good. Now, before I go, I want to leave probably 2 or 3 quotes with you. And don't worry, it's not any quotes that's way above your head. It's something that you can relate with every day. Not true? Yep. Confidence comes naturally. Did you hear that? Confidence comes naturally with success. But success comes only to those who are confident. So, confidence will come when it comes, you know. But if you want to be successful and keep your head above the water, you've got to do it with confidence. Do it with all your might. Do it wherever you go, however you go, whatever you do it with as much confidence as you can. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I take my seat and say thank you for your indulgence.
On behalf of the Faculty of Education and Liberia students and my fellow students, I want to present this token as a gift of appreciation.
Wow. And she was shy enough. Let's turn around and take a picture. Pick up yourself. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
How is everybody feeling? Everybody refreshed and nice. All right. Give Mr. David Harrison another round of applause. Really and truly was a great presentation. Now, self-confidence. First of all, I would like to say, do you know that some of the most successful people in this world are risk takers? Did you know that? Can anybody name one risk taker? Who? Nakira? That's you? Oh, what risk have you taken? Name one risk you have taken that has made you a better person. You're starting to what? Have what? Manners? So you never have manners before? Okay, so I guess you will classify that as a risk. But what I would encourage everybody to do, there's nothing wrong with bigging up yourself. There's nothing wrong with bragging and boasting about who you are. Once it is positive, then everything is correct, everything is fine, right? I am the type of person who, I brag a lot. I boast a lot about who I am and what I stand for. Now, Mr. Harrison's presentation goes back to even one of my stories where, hello guys, please quiet at the back, where I literally had struggles in, probably, I assumed that people would not support me as it relates to building a brand or a television show or a YouTube show. I fought with that for years, going through college and so on. But even now I have been successful and I have started on my journey. And I believe that Mr. Harrison's presentation really we really did a lot for me and my confidence. Did it do a lot for you? Come on. Did it do a lot for you, ladies and gentlemen? Papi in high school. What did Mr. Harrison talk about today? Self-confidence. How is everybody down there confident? Raise your hands, all those who are confident. All those who believe that they're going to be successful. Raise your hand. Everybody in the room should be raising their hands. Right? Now, our fourth speaker, Miss Shanice Watson, Managing Director of the Young Scholars Inc. And the title of her presentation is Personal Development Tips. Right? So we should all be able to know how to develop personally. So Miss Shanice Watson, I welcome you to the Please give Miss Shanice Watson a round of applause as she comes to present.
Just give me a moment, let me just set up so we can start very quickly. I know everybody hungry. Everybody hungry, right? Yes. Some person's cold. Yes. Hot? As it relates to personal development, I just want this to stick with you when you're talking about yourself. Now, the first thing as it relates to leadership, you need to identify who you are. Is it that you want to lead in sports? Is it that you want to lead in politics? You might not know at this point in time because you're a teen and you're young, but that's the first thing that you need to think about as it relates to leadership. Now, what do I believe in, right? I'm not saying that you must decide from now, I'm a PNP or I'm a GLP, or I believe in democracy, or I believe in running Cuba like Castro where you can't put in or get out anything. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that you need to have some form of philosophy. Do you believe in people empowerment? Do you believe in self-confidence? Do you believe in being independent? Those kinds of things that you need to have as it relates to your beliefs. Now, who are my friends? You realize that it's a very, I would say, stigmatism. But there are certain people who just don't have certain friends. You see the politicians and you see the friends that they have. You see the persons in the inner city and you see the friends that they have. You see persons who go to college. You don't see a lot of persons who go into college walking around with crammers and students beside them. It doesn't make any sense. You'll wonder if the person is handicapped or something is wrong with them mentally. Because you're in college, you should be having college friends or persons in the working world, right? Because you want to socialize yourself higher. You want to build your self-esteem or you want to build your vocabulary higher, right? And last but not least, how do I present myself? Now, a lot of persons have been saying this, okay, if you're a female, you want to be a leader, you can't be the short shorts or the tight tights, but it's further than that. It's about your grooming, right? Gentlemen, some of you, I know you like the beard. You know, constantly, if you're representing yourself, you have to get it groomed. Ladies, it's not only about the tight pants or the tight shorts, it's your overall package. Do you present yourself as someone with confidence and respect? And if it's confidence and respect, you know you're not going to wear certain things. You know you're not going to say certain things because it's a part of the package. You're presenting yourself as a leader, right? So let's skip through. All right, so I was going to do the activity, but let us just do 2 examples. Now we have some things on the side, right? Now I want you to tell me, if anyone can tell me one of the characters and who would say what on the left side, right? They walk away with an additional credit, or 2, right? So hold on, the first person who can come to the mic, you pick one person over there, and what would they say? So what would the most honorable Portia Simpson Miller say from this? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What would Nelson Mandela say from there? You can't shout it, you have to come to the front as a leader. If you come and you come in and you're forward, you have to do it quick. Remember, it's 5 minutes. No, man, you have to say it on the mic.
say empower people in their communities and getting them jobs.
Okay, do you have a flow or do you have a line?
Me?
Yourself? Line? Okay, alright. Any other volunteer? One person from the left? From the right. What would Usain Bolt say? We have Donald Trump right there. That one's supposed to be very easy. If you come in, give the lady a chance. Right? Finally, I get someone from Poppin. Give them a hand. Give them a hand. They finally volunteer. Who you choosing? Usain Bolt. What would Usain Bolt say? Nobody get that one. Anything about war? Who would say that up there? Alright. But I'm still going to give you a credit because you volunteered to come up here. Alright? But you have floor. Alright, so as I said, active, we have to run quick. But as I said to you before, why did this exercise, right? These are things that you should know if you type it in the internet right now, because that is what I did. I typed in Usain Bolt quotes, or Bob Marley quotes, or Nelson Mandela quotes. So, what people say is by what you perceive them to be. So for example, right away I said about war. Donald Trump is always about war, enough to talk about war in the US, right? So you know, essentially, if you see that type of person or you see him, whatever he normally says is what he represents himself as, right or right? Right? So for example, education is the most powerful weapon, right? It's something positive. I would say that Bob would say something like that, or Mr. Mandela, right or true? Yeah, alright. So, we are what we show, the same thing as I said. Now I want you to say this quickly, remember guys? Remember, we're doing it in 5 minutes. I will coming down. I think I'll be around 5 minutes now. I just want you to say substance over high. Substance over high. Alright, quickly into crazy world of social media. No, I am not going to tell you what to do or what not to do on social media because you are teens and when you leave out here you're going to go back to your regular schedule. But I just want you to ponder on a few things. Alright? No, the first thing is that your selfie moment. Right? I was going to do this activity but we are running out of time. Right? To show an example of what the aspect of social media is. Now, if you look on the screen real quickly, come guys, just 5 minutes more. So unemployment due to stupid personal stuff I put on my Facebook page. The lady next to him says, me too. For me, it was an embarrassing YouTube video. No, a lot of you might think that what you put on social media might not affect you. No, which is true because you're not in the working world, you're not seeking a job as yet. But best believe we're living in a technological age and there are going to be persons who are basically data source people. So whatever, in the next 10 years when you reach 20-something, they're going to go way back. Say far back, way back, way back. Say anything you think was all in 2018 and in 2025 you think it's hidden? Nothing that you post on social media is hidden. Is not hidden. It's right out there, right? So you have to be careful of the things that you say. Social media is fun, it's fine. We don't need to hear whose party you prefer. If you have a problem with JLP, discuss it with your friends. If you have a problem with your teacher, discuss it with your friends. We don't need to hear about your mood as well. If you're feeling in a very, I would say, like you want to talk to a girl, I would say you feel like you want a date. Facebook don't need to know. You message, you DM as they would say. You direct message somebody and say, listen, you want to go to a movie? Alright? Yes, all up in the DM. At least it's in that form of privacy. The whole world does not need to know the mood that you're in. Right? And last but not least, right? The same thing I was saying. This lady, right? She's talking about politics. We don't need to hear about that. I hate my boss. That's the worst thing. You get fired right then and there. Because your boss might not see it the next day or the day after, but somebody's aunt, friend, auntie who knows the boss is going to snap it and send it, a screenshot, and send it directly to him. right? No. As I said, you're not seeing this properly, but just as I said, the social media mistakes. Going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS. Just kidding, I'm white. We don't need to hear about that. That is racist and stupid. And exactly. So even if within yourself you're racist, social media don't need to know that. If you prefer to be we call it here in a particular field, you don't need to highlight that on social media, you know. It's just not necessary, right? So finally, just the final thing, I want everybody to say R3. 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 All right. Now R3 stands for be responsible. Just say it with me as we close out. Be responsible. Be respectful. And be ready. And when I say be ready, you need to be ready for anything. Be ready for a scholarship. Be ready for an opportunity at school. Be ready for an opportunity to empower yourself to be a prefect. Anything. Just be on guard. Open up your ears, open up your eyes, and just be R3, right? So I want to thank you guys for at least, I think that's the final thing, yes, for being here. And I hope that you at least remembered something as it relates to the social media aspect of it. Papinai? I know you're enjoying the food enough, but just let us close out, all right? So as I said, I hope that within the social media platform, you're responsible, you're ready, and you're respectful. And as it relates to leadership, the same thing the presenters were saying, don't shy away from it. Just be open to leadership, and just remember that once you have self-esteem and self-confidence, you're good, all right? So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
When I say okay, you say all right. And when I say all right, you say okay. All right? Okay. Okay? All right. All right? Okay. Okay? All right. All right. All right. So I'll be speaking to you a little about substance abuse and substance use. Now, drugs. What are drugs? Weed, okay. Alright, one at a time. Substance that alters the functioning of the mind. Where you get that from? Okay, good. You're a peer facilitator? Awesome. Alright, anybody else? What exactly are drugs?
Marijuana.
So he said it basically, drugs are substances which affect, alter, or change the natural functions of the body. And of course, they can be natural or artificial, legal or illegal, prescribed, and of course, non-prescribed. Alright? So, drugs can be good and bad. So, I am not here to tell you it's bad, you're not supposed to do it. I'm actually here to tell you about some of the I'm actually here to tell you about some of the effects and impacts it can have on your body. And then you can decide what you want to do afterwards. That's okay? Alright, so I want to learn from you because you are the experts, you are in the schools, you are in the communities. So persons use drugs around you. So I want to know why. So what do you think? What are some of the reasons why persons use drugs? Yes, sir. Say it, Madam Mirman.
To deal with stress.
All right. Anybody else? Health purposes. Okay. Anybody else? Yes, sir. Peer pressure. All right. Those are correct. They also use drugs because they want to experiment. Right? Persons are talking about it. They want to experience it for themselves. They also use drugs for approval. Why? Because their friends are using it. So they want to use it as well. They want to be approved by their friends. And of course, they want to escape emotional and physical abuse. Of course, they also do it because persons say it's fun and exciting. They do it when they have family problems and, of course, peer pressure. Now, two types of drugs are presented. One is ganja and one is alcohol. Now, the answer is there. What you think the answer? Read the answer for me. Read the question for me. Alright, so what do you think? Alcohol? Alright, hold on. You say alcohol. Who say weed? Alright? Okay. Alright, so in reality though, alcohol is the most drugs or type of drug or substance or form of drugs used by Jamaicans. And of course, when you go to a party, what you see, weed or alcohol? When you go to a funeral, what you see, weed or alcohol? Party, Christmas, whatever it is, it's always alcohol. So now I want to briefly look at the effect alcohol has on the body. Alright? Now, of course, alcohol is a form of drug known as a depressant. Why? Because it slows down the body. And those are some images of what alcohol does. I'll explain later on. So alcohol mainly affects the brain and the liver. Alcohol affects the part of your brain that controls your judgment. It impairs how you make decisions, right? You cannot make proper or you can't make the best decisions if you're under the influence of alcohol. And that's also why they say don't drink and drive, because you may believe you're playing Grand Theft and feels they can just and gone. Alright. So alcohol may affect your brain, causing you to have a blackout or have memory loss. It can also cause you to be anxious. And this is what an abnormal brain looks like. And this is what a normal brain looks like. Now, research shows where the human brain is not fully developed until you reach age 25, right? So if as young people we continue to use alcohol, we continue to use drugs and different forms of drugs, right? Then of course it's going to affect the section of our brain being developed. And I am positive that none of us want to live in a society where we have a lot of smartphones and dumb people. Alright? Just to be frank. Drinking too much alcohol can cause you to have a fatty liver. So this is what the abnormal liver looks like. And this is what a healthy, drug-free liver looks like. Alright? Now, to quickly look at ganja. Time to legalize it, roll it up and light it. What you mean? So, ganja is otherwise known as marijuana, cannabis, weed pot. Alright? So ganja, also known as marijuana, is a green, brown, or gray mixture of dried, shredded leaves of the hemp plant, and the scientific word for that hemp plant is the cannabis sativa. Now, did you know that ganja contains over 400 chemicals.
100 more when smoke.
Over 400 chemicals. So look at me now. If you feel depressed, if you feel like you can't really live with what life is offering you right now, and your friend said, why you know say to drink a little alcohol and feel better if you burn a weed and feel like you can't stop really. So you got it, and you are correct. That is not a lie. All right, ganja, alcohol, cigarette, no matter what it may be, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel high. That is the result of using it by some persons, but the result is not the same for everybody. However, if you are going to use ganja, alcohol, cigarette for the one substance that makes you feel good, tell me something. What about the 400 plus other substances? And what effect will those substances have on your body? Think about it. So yes, they use it for the one substance because they want to feel better. So what about the other substances? You get it? All right. Yeah, pronounce that for me because I can't. Thank you so much. That is the main ingredient, otherwise known as THC, right? So it causes you to have a calm, right? And that is why persons use ganja a lot, not knowing what the 400 plus other substances, what effect those substances have on the body. And that is why I am here today, because I want you to make informed decisions, right? So you can know what ganja has to offer, and then you decide later on whether or not you want to use it. I'm not going to tell you not to use it. The choice is yours. So I want to learn from you guys. You guys are the experts. You are in the communities, you are in the schools. You see persons using it. So I want to know, how do they use it? How persons use ganja? Roll it up and puff it. Alright, one at a time. Right, then abusively use it. Anybody else methods of use? How do they use ganja?
Eat it.
Them eat it, them smoke it. Alright? It can be swallowed as well. Them use it, drink tea, make tea. And also them use it, make cake. Alright? So before I continue, I just want you guys to know that there's only one rule. There's only one rule. And that rule is only one person speaks at a time. So we can all work with that, right? We can all agree on that? Yes. Alright, so let's proceed. So effects of ganja, there are short-term effects and long-term effects. Now, let's read the short-term effects together. It gives you that calm, right? That is why persons use it. It puts you to sleep, make you relax and think. Reaction time slows down. So by using ganja, you start to take life easy. Whole heap of problem about, but you just take it easy, right? And of course, you may have impaired perceptions. And the long-term effects, lung cancer, lower ability to fight, lower sperm count. So tell me something now. With all of this, with all of these effects made known to the public, why is it that persons still uses ganja?
Addictive.
But again, there's only one rule, right? Repeat that rule for me.
One person at a
Together only.
one person at a
All right. Now, if me use ganja today, immediately, these are some of the things I'm going to feel. These are some of the ways I'm going to feel. Now, 5 years from now, them say I may get lung cancer and whatever. But 5 years from now, me still a smoke ganja. Why? Because it still a make me feel this way. And me not see none of this yet. Zine? But guess what now? You see these things? They happen internally. So you as a local man will hardly find money to buy ganja and smoke. You are telling me say you have money to go doctor and do x-ray and check up and say if your lung and everything alright? How would you know? How would you know? That is why we wait until persons die. We do our testing and we see that yes, this person has been smoking for an extended period of time, right? So these long-term effects, they are internal. Zine? So you will never know that those effects are true until you pass away. So you can decide now, you want to use it for these short-term effects and have local fun? Or do you want to avoid these long-term effects? You decide. Alright? So I'm going to quickly look at tobacco. Now, tobacco is such a fancy word. What is tobacco? Alright, give me an example of tobacco. What's that? Cigarette. Alright. Good. Cigarette, right. Alright, my time again. One voice. My time again. Alright, so cigarette is the most popular form of tobacco used in Jamaica. Alright? So cigarette, you may not know the term tobacco, but you know cigarette, right? Now, this is the cigarette, and all of this are these substances make up the cigarette. Alright? So methane, you can find it in the cigarette. Butane, lighter fluid, batteries, toilet cleaner, carbon monoxide, it's all there. Alright? You can find it in the cigarette. But guess what? Who cares? It makes me feel good, right? It gives me an high, right? It takes away my problem, it slows down my reaction time. And guess what? Them talk about the long-term effect, but me not see nothing. So it no matter. It no matter. It does not matter, right? So why are cigarettes so harmful? Now remember, ganja contains over 400 substances. Now cigarettes, based on all of this, right? They all contribute together over 4,000 substances. Over 4,000 substances. So you decide, are you going to use cigarette for the 1 and 2 substances that makes you feel good? Or will you avoid it? Because you want to have long life, you hope for a very nice career so that you can take care of yourself and your family, and you want to have a long life, right? So the choice is all yours, it's all up to you. And that is basically it. I plan to be short, I really wanted. But hold on. Just 2 more minutes before I officially close. Now, the theme focuses on self-esteem, right? What is self-esteem? What is self-esteem? All right, good. So, self-esteem has to do with how you perceive yourself, right? In other words, self-esteem is how you rate yourself. It is the ratings you ascribe to yourself. So, if you rate yourself as a bold, intellectual, confident, outspoken person, why would you be offended by what other persons have to say about you? If you come to the front and you start to speak, and person say, boy, I know you talk bad, or I know you can't talk good, or whatever, are you ugly? Why does that matters when you have self-esteem? Self-esteem is all about you. It is how you rate yourself. So it doesn't matter what negative thoughts persons may have about you. It does not matter. Why? Because we have self-esteem, we have self-confidence, we know who we are. And nobody, no other opinion matters. So, in wrapping up in 1 minute, let me tell you a little about me. I grew up in the inner city Central Village. I attended Spanish Town High School, and thankfully I passed my 6 subjects and I came directly to UTech, right? So I'm in my 4th year now. I am 20 years old. I am a youth leader, so I have been given a lot of opportunities. I have traveled to 4 continents, Europe, Argentina, South America, China. I've been all over speaking. And guess what? Growing up in the inner city, I could never speak like this. Worse, I still can't pronounce certain words properly, so I still have problems speaking. But it doesn't matter, you know why? I built my self-esteem. I built my self-confidence. I know who I am. What you have to say about me doesn't matter. And guess what? I also build my vocabulary. So words I can't pronounce properly, I find substitutes for them. So it's up to you. You have to do what you need to do to build yourself, build your self-esteem, and build your self-confidence. All right, so have a great day, everybody.
Wait. Can you calm down for me, please? This is probably the first official. Hi, teens. Good evening. Hi. Hello, everybody. Okay, so this is my first. So, just 5 minutes, please. Alright, so this is my first official time that I'm addressing the audience. My name is Danniell, and I am a final year student of the Faculty of Education and Liberal Studies. Now, I've been doing this social media campaign from last year, and with the help of Ms. Wills and Mr. Hardy, both counselors of Alpha and Faculty, along with other members of different high schools, they were able to help me make this happen. They saw this opportunity as a very inspirational and educational opportunity for you students, and therefore they didn't want to pass this opportunity. They wanted you to have it, right, Alpha boys? Yes, miss. Yes, miss. Okay. So were you educated?
Yes.
And I'm seeing somebody smiling. Did you enjoy the program today? Can you tell me what you learned from the program?
Food engagement.
Can you tell me what you learned from everything what was said today? You're putting your hand up? I want to know. You don't need that. Use a preacher voice. What's your name? Say that again for me, Michaela. Yes, anything else? Thank you, Michaela. Anything else? Come on, one more hand. We had 5 presenters. 5 presenters. Yes, honey, you want to tell us what you learned today? Anybody from Alpha? Yes, come here. What's your name first? Rashane. Hi, Rashane. What you learned today? But tell me something that you said that you can bring away. That you can take away from here today. That you learned here at this self-development workshop. Anything at all? Stop. Everybody got a pen? So guys, one more. In your hands is an evaluation paper. This is where you come in. Right through this event, I was being graded. I was being graded by my program director, my tutor, my advisor, and my lecturer right at the back down here. One of our main sponsors, well, I'm going to call the sponsors to you. Tatoni's, that's Miss Robertson at the back. She's the wife of Mr. Robertson. They are both owners of Tatoni's jewelry accessories. Greg Fruit Delight, he provided the fruits for the basket. Also Lion Inc., they're the ones who did the program. Everybody have a program, right? At least take one something, it's free. And it's printed, yes, the program printed, but you can say this is what happened. These are persons who came and made the presentation. Everybody have a program? Yes? Fine. But Lion Inc was responsible for bringing the printing. I did the program myself. The certificates, I got some help with that. Danniell is a fellow BCAT student. Thank you so much. But I hope that you enjoyed it. I could continue on and on and on and on and on. But I won't bore you with the details. I know you're cold. But I hope you all fill out the evaluation paper, please. And on the table before you go. And some of your program, if you're interested in coming to UTech, you can use it as a guideline to pick the modules you're interested in. All right, thank you so much for coming. Danniell.